Hi guys, I'm going to go over Chapter 2, Mission 12 in the campaign. To start with, we're going to discuss the team composition, then what the abilities of the enemies are, what the strategy is. I'll do a playthrough on normal and on hard mode, and expert. We'll see how we get on. So let's get started. Off to common normal mode, and it is Chapter 2, number 12, fight. For this team, I tend to focus, the most important things are having a good tank. So for this I take Lavania or Salavic, having good damage to kill ads, so I use Salazar, and having good healers, which I have Eloin and Vortex. So I'll just stick to this should be fine. Alright, so the first things to talk about, we'll go to the monster manual. 3 units, Queen Tarantula, Pharaoh's Guard, Small Arachnid. Pharaoh's Guard is a very heavy hitting but slow unit of average tankiness. Small arachnids are quite easy to kill but quite fast, and they are tied into Queen Tarantula's mechanics. Now the boss changes based on normal versus hard and expert, so this will be a lot quicker. Normal mode is very simple and very easy. We'll just fight her and you'll see. I cut to a new take so I could swap my units around, because otherwise this would be over way too quick to actually explain anything. So I will stick Gluttony here. The boss will do 1 circuit. After completing 1 circuit, she will transform. There will be a couple of Pharaoh's Guards that will come to bash on my tank. I will drop Vortex here to cover everything. And at this point, I can put down a DPS. These are all basically naked units. I just wanted to show you without instantly killing the boss. Most of the video will be covering hard and expert mode. And you can drop a unit on top of the boss to block anything from going past. So once she's already reached the tank at the exit, she will be fighting that person, but then when you place a unit on top of her, any additional adds will get stuck on them, and that's very important for the strategies in the future difficulties, which we'll go over now. So we'll go to hard mode now, Chapter 2, Mission 12, fight, and I will use my normal team. So again, important to have 2 healers, 2 tanks, or at least a tank. So for this, now things are slightly different. If we go to the monster manual, you can see it now says when the Queen's HP drops to 60% and 30%, she will become immune to attacks for some time and summon her children. Once the children are close, she will devour them to restore her life and increase her damage. The final sentence is the most important. The priority is now kill these little buggers and make sure they don't reach the boss, because if they do, she will get stronger and she will regain health, and then you'll wipe. She will just kill your tank and that's it. So there is no more Pharaoh's Guard, it's just these 2 units, and your focus is killing these spiders. You can tank the boss without much trouble with just a healer. So I will stick down Lavania. I will throw Vortex since I like his range. Wait for the boss. And you see this time the boss does not do a circuit, the boss runs straight onto my tank. Now you see we have an ad running. If this ad reaches her, it can be quite annoying. So what I do instead, I don't want to make this too fast, I'll stick Salavic here. You see he does hit the boss, but he hits the ads. The ads get blocked on him, as you can see here. So she's currently doing the hardening shell, which means she's trying to consume these spiders, but she can't. So if you stick down DPS around here, okay, assuming they don't get screwed over, and now you can see that she's eating a few of them to gain damage. I'm able to block 2 with this guy, so maybe it's better to use a defender. But this is your general strategy. You need to have a unit blocking and tanking Queen Tarantula, and you need to have a way of dealing with these ads. And sticking someone inside her after she's already reached the tank is the best way. Having a second healer down can help a lot keep these 2 alive. You see I've let some through because I was very slow placing supporting DPS. Now she's doing her hardening shell again. If I put sit now to down to slow a bit, and I don't want to blast the boss too much. Now you can see it's a lot more comfortable for my fighter Salavic to deal with the spiders to make sure they don't reach the boss. But I've left it a bit too long now, so her damage has increased quite a bit. So you can see my Lavania is taking a lot of damage, but I'm killing most of the spiders off. And you can see it's okay. So even if you're slow If you have the stats, I guess, it's fine. But the general strategy is you want to make sure you keep the boss locked against your primary tank, and then stick either a very good DPS fighter or another tank blocking the spiders from reaching the boss, and then have 2 healers to sustain them both. If you can do it with 1 healer, then power to you. I wouldn't be able to, especially on expert. So that is how hard mode functions. If we go to expert mode now, same mission, chapter 2. This one is a lot more difficult for me. As you see, I haven't got 3 stars on it because I tried to do it with a smaller party. I will go with a full party. So Underground Queen. Once again, we will stick down Livonia. And let's see, is there any difference in the monster manual? She has the silk binding still, 60%, 30% devours. Same deal. I will do it slightly differently this time. I will throw Hydros here. As you can see, she's blasting him. And he should be able to sustain both himself and Livonia for now. But now, because this is actually quite difficult and expert, I will put down Salazar behind the boss, blocking, so these spiders can't get to him. And then I will stick Shark King here, so I can slow and deal with some of these ads. He has been netted though. You can see because Salazar's facing that way, he prioritizes the little spiderlings. The boss is now trying to save them. I have Salazar's ult ready, so I shall ult to try and deal with spiders. And you can see, so far, so good. And I'll ult to kill these spiders, or weaken them at least. Try to buy myself some time. But there are a bunch getting through. So I'm going to throw up a shield because they're starting to get a bit tankier. And I didn't put my second healer up yet, so let's do that now. You see the boss is mostly healed up. So I need to hurry up with my DPS. But I don't want to blow my ult. I want to save that still on Salazar. She should hit her 30% time pretty soon. There we go, hardening shell. Let's slow it down slightly. Now the focus for me is making sure that none of these spiders reach. So let's keep everyone alive with some heals. They're frozen in place. Good job, Sitnauta. You see her hardening shell is running out. Those guys are knocked back. He can block 2. One's dead. I'll ult now. And there we go. Now they can't get through. They're all dead. She's used her last thing. I just need to survive and I win. So again, generally 2 healers to support, a tank to focus holding the boss, a fighter inside the boss to block the spiders, and then everyone else's job is to keep those 2 fighters and defender alive and kill the spiders to make sure they don't reach it to the boss. I was a bit sloppy because I was quite slow in placement, so you can see that some of them made it to the boss. Doing this with 6 heroes, I can give it a go and see how it goes. So, let's be greedy. I'll drop out Livonia. I'll take Hydros. And I will take Sitnauta. So I have my 6. I have 2 ranged damage dealers. I have 2 fighters. I have 2 healers. I will use Salavic because his DPS is higher. He has also got a get out of jail free card. I am tempted. How should I place this? I like having... Okay, we'll do it like this. He's not in the heal range of Elowin, but I think he'll be okay. Now the boss has reached, so I can drop down Salazar. And if I drop Sitnauta and she dies, I'm in a pickle. But I don't have a great deal of choice, so I'm going to do my best anyway. So 2 made it through, that's not great. So let's get the other healer down. Now I'm going to need to ult to hopefully deal with these guys. There we go, that's beautiful. Let's put Shark King here. I'm going to drop this just to give me some support. Now my goal is to make it to 30% without incident. Doing okay. Now there's 3 of them. Do I need to ult? There we go, they're blocked. Now we're going to hit the 30% threshold. There we go. Now let's slow it down. There's going to be, how many spawn? Let's see. Let's freeze these guys down. Let's chuck an ult. Can't chuck an ult. Okay, let's get ready to Salazar this. Let's throw this down. Now's a good time to Shark King ult. And now's a good time to ult with Salazar. So now, there we go. There's only one ad left. This should be a pretty clean kill. And down goes Queen Tarantula. So you can do it with only 6 units as well. Just for my strategy, I took 1 burst DPS Shark King so I could get the clutch damage out. I took Sitnalta so I could slow them down and freeze them. I took 2 healers, Elowin and Vortex, for general sustain, and the shielding helps a lot when you know there's a bunch of damage coming. And I used 2 fighters. The first fighter I placed, Salavic, was so that I would be able to deal damage to the spiders through the boss. So perhaps Scorch would work as well if yours was built better than mine is. And yeah, that's generally how I handled that. It seemed to work pretty well. Obviously this is a pretty stacked team with 3 legendaries. Hopefully you can make it work. You are able to use assists in this mission. I would recommend someone with the ability to delete stuff en masse who is not too squishy. So Azilla 2 would work. She's not good for AoE, but she does do very high damage. And she has good range, so it might help you pick them off. Salazar is of course a good pick. I think you would want to focus on fighters for this mission. Tanks, like defenders, are great like Regulus, but you really need the damage output to get through the spiders quickly. And as you saw, Salavic didn't have much trouble tanking. Cool, well that's how to beat Chapter 2, Mission 11 on all difficulties and all stars. If you have any others you'd like me to go over, do let me know below and I'll get around to that. So thanks so much for watching and have a great day. Bye bye.